personal finances, 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge.
Context, the services that you had was education with some level of service, kind of like holding accountable or keeping them consistent on top of that, which the reason that I was really intent on talking to you was that in the space that we're in today, and obviously the marketplace has changed a lot, and I would say that the vast majority of, quote, education businesses are not perceived as legitimate. How do you think you've been able to anchor in it? Like it's very clear that Rainbow Solutions is a legitimate business, obviously. But why do you think that so many of them are not perceived that way? What's the gap? What are people missing there?
Honestly don't know. I know that in the financial world in general, and I think most of your listeners and you and I will agree to this, that there's a lot of us, and math treats the symptom,
right,
not the problem. And what our brand differentiator, and it may be the difference in what you're talking about as well, is that we did come to understand that it's a behavior problem. It's personal finances, 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge. I've said that 8 million times in 30 years, but it is. And the problem with my money is the guy in my mirror. If I can get him to behave, he can be skinny and rich. But that's the differentiator. That's the thing that said, oh yeah, because knowing how to do a budget is different than actually doing one. Knowing how to live on less than you make, or that you should, is different than actually doing it. Knowing that eating 73 donuts will make me fat is different than not eating 73 donuts, right?
Yeah.
Personal testimony there. But yeah, that stuff, I think that's the difference. And then what has happened is that if you go through and you do the stuff that we teach, and we've got the systems in place to help you be held accountable to do it, and encourage you when you're struggling and scared and hopeless. But if you're arrogant and prideful, either way, we're going to be there in your grill saying we love you so much that you need to change. If you do the stuff and you actually make the changes due to the accountability, that you keep doing what you've been doing, you can keep getting what you've been getting, so you got to change the recipe. So if you change the recipe, you have success. And lives transformed is legitimacy. That gives you legitimacy. I don't have any weight loss, no increased muscle tone, no increased aerobic, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. If I don't get any of that, even if it's my fault, it feels like the gym is illegitimate. I don't think the gym's necessarily illegitimate, but the results were illegitimate.
Yeah.
And so then you get labeled that way.
Yeah.
And so I hear people say, Dave Ramsey's stuff doesn't work. And it absolutely does not work unless you work it.